Alright YouTubers, in this video I'm going to show you how to install a front fan into the DeepCool Matrexx 30. So it all starts by flipping this over. And you're going to grab this with one hand here and basically hold on to the case with the other hand and pull towards you with the right hand. Of course, if you're left-handed, you can do that as well. Now, I may show you at the end of this why you can't put your fan in this front section like this. It has to go on the other side of this panel, okay? So I made a little video. Hopefully I'll remember to edit it in. If not, know that it just doesn't work, okay? So, we have to come in from this side. All right, now let me try and get a different angle. See if you guys hopefully can see that. And what we need to do is have our intake side, okay, which is this one. And the way you know it's the intake side, there's no structures holding the hub of the fan, okay? This is the exhaust side. Now, if you have any questions, basically, you want this fan to be oriented the same way as the rear fan that comes with it, okay? So that way, air is flowing across your case and out the back. Now, the other thing is the wire that comes with your fan. So there are different types of cables. This one is a, looks like a 4-pin. The one that's in your fan is a 3 and a Molex, okay? Now with this guy, you pick one or the other, okay? I prefer the Molex because I can hide this wire in the other side. This is the right hand access cavity. You can hide it in here and it'll look cleaner. This connector connects to your motherboard as well as this one, and it just shows another wire. So depending on what kind of fan you have, I'm using this DeepCool fan that's been sitting around in this case. And if you happen to be using, you know, one like this, then you may want to use the Molex connector. So real quick, let me grab a power supply. With the Molex, you are just going to make this connection on the other side, and these will, you know, snap together, assuming that your power supply has the Molex. And you would do this back on this side. So hopefully I'll show you a little video at the end of that happening. Now, getting back to our fan, like I said, we have to orient this. We also have to make sure our wire, you know, is going to end up, our cable is going to end up where we need it to. In this case, hopefully we'll be able to route this through one of these openings over here and around and somewhere onto the motherboard. It may not be long enough. But the main thing is we want this side at pretty much the same level as the motherboard. That'll ensure that we get the most length out of it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and try and get this in here. Now, I am right-handed, so this is not doing me any favors. And our goal will be to basically, we're going to put a screw, one of the screws that comes with the fan, on our magnetic screwdriver. Hopefully you have one. If not, regular Phillips will work. I'm going to put that in the hole down here. And hopefully you guys saw that. Let me do it again. So I'm putting it in the hole. And because I'm kind of doing this blind, I am just kind of looking for the hole on the fan. And then once I find it, I'm going to tighten down a few threads, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. So we're just going to put a few threads on each fan, just in case you know, life becomes a little more difficult if you tighten down one of these or two of these too tight, trying to find the other holes. So I found it, I've aligned it. Now I can get a few threads on this guy, and we're just going to move around to each one of these. And now this case, you know, because it doesn't have glass on it. I didn't go with a colored fan, but there is a grill, excuse me, filtered grill on the front, and you know, you would see some light poke through, so it might not be a bad idea to pick a 120 millimeter fan that actually has lights on it. So I'm just going to spend a moment tightening these down, and then we'll go on to the next step. All right, folks, so I've tightened all 4 of these down. The fan is in there good. Now, we have this cable, okay? I'm going to put it through to the other side. And, you know, lots of places we could route this through. What turns out to be the best is another story. So let me change up the camera angles. All right, so assuming we have our motherboard mounted in there, assuming the motherboard is mounted in there instead of what I'm doing here, you're looking for a fan header on here, okay? So we're gonna, this cable is actually coming, this is more towards the back side. This cable would be coming in from the back side. You're looking for this fan header or possibly this fan header, all right? This one's for the CPU on our motherboard. So I would probably, depending on how I could snake this in here and hide it, I may try, you know, for this guy. And so this, you can only fit this in one way. This protrusion lines up with the this groove or whatever in here, and basically that snaps in place like so, okay? Now, if you have the other type of fan connector, which was a 3-pin, if you so decide to use the 3-pin instead of the Molex, it's going to look like this. If I can get it on there. And so you have this thing to get rid of, which, you know, you'd probably tie it down to the cable, but it could be somewhat of an eyesore. So the other option, is in this right-hand access panel that you use the Molex side and connect these guys. And then use an existing tie-off here with a twist tie and help, you know, keep this tight to the body. Now, this cavity is not very deep, even, you know, with a little bit of cavity on the panel that goes here. So, you know, you won't be able to get as much stuff in here as you might on like a Matrix 50 or 55, but this will look cleaner. All right, so now the last thing we need to do, folks, once we've done that, once we put our fan in, is we need to put our cover back on, okay? So simple enough to do this, but you want to make sure that you don't pinch any cables, okay? So I'm just going to line up the holes again, remembering that the DeepCool logo is at the top. And then we're just going to push this back in. Boom. 4 points of contact and done. All right. So hopefully that works for you. Sorry I did not use a installed motherboard, but I wanted to at least show you a couple fans, and hopefully that helped you out. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.